Chant and dance as much as possible in this human form of life.
Well, the whole basis of what we're doing here in the Vrindavan 24-hour kirtan is, technically, really, it's not 24-hour kirtan. It's Akhanda Mahamantra. That's the whole basis of what we're doing, actually. Akhanda means unbroken. So while any other program is going on in the temple room, Mangalarti, Guru Puja, Sandhya Arati, Bhagavatam class, those who are on the particular shift at that time are keeping the Mahamantra going, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra going. They're chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra just to keep it going. The very last Ishta Goshti that Mahaprabhu held in 2010, he mentioned that actually I do not want people here who are here to do kirtan. Actually, I want people that are here to help do the Akhanda Naam. In the other room, Mahaprabhu gave a really, really heavy Ishta Goshti, and he was stressing very, very. He was nailing it. Yeah, he was ripping it. He was really stressing like anything. That ahoituki apratihata akhanda naam. Yeah, that this is what we're supposed to be doing. Ahoituki apratihata akhanda naam. Ahoituki means unmotivated. Yeah, there's no ulterior motive, we're not doing kirtan down there to show off for name, fame, profit, adoration, distinction, impressing others to go here and there, for different programs all over the world, or to impress the opposite sex or anything like that. No other motive besides serving the holy name, broadcasting the holy name, spreading the holy name, making spiritual advancement, pleasing Krishna, pleasing the deities, trying to re-establish our long-lost relationship with Krishna with the holy name, like that. Unmotivated and uninterrupted. Ahoituki apratihata. Apratihata means uninterrupted. Now, what Mahaprabhu meant by uninterrupted was, once you sit down and do kirtan, you don't get up until the shift is over. So he would say, do all of your urine passing, stool passing, eating, sleeping, water filling, and all these things. Do it before or after, not during the shift. And once you sit down, that's it. It's a yajna, basically. It's Sankirtan yajna. Imagine if a few Brahmins or a bunch of Brahmins got together to do a fire sacrifice, and they it takes a few hours, let's say, and in the middle of it they decide to get up and walk around with friends, go here and there, go to Govinda's. Yeah, let's just get up during this fire sacrifice and go to Govinda's. Come back a little later. You never see that. That's not an option. Similarly, this kirtan shift that we're doing is a yajna. You also don't see Brahmins sitting down performing a fire sacrifice, goofing off, talking to each other. That's another thing you don't see. Yeah, it's a serious yajna. Mahaprabhu also very much stressed, not only at in one particular incident, like at the Ishtagoshti that I'm talking about, where he really nailed it. Not only that, but he would always emphasize these things actually, and especially he would always emphasize that kirtan is a serious yajna, not to be taken lightly. We're doing serious yajna, serious yajna. And now there are especially two ways by which the Akhandanam can be broken very easily. One situation is where the kirtan leader ends the kirtan. He finishes the kirtan and then there's some gap there. He gets up and someone else is coming in and sitting down. So as soon as the kirtan leader stops singing, you should be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Otherwise there's a gap. There's going to be a gap. Another situation by which the Akhandanam can be broken is during the japa part of the shift. Let's say there's another program going on in the temple room, Gaur Arti, or Bhagavatam class, or anything, and especially if there's only one or two people, or there's more than one or two, there's at least three, usually, these days. But let's say if all three of them start talking to each other, then where's the Mahamantra? The Akhandanam is completely lost. He's over here chanting Kiba Jaya, and whatnot. And these three guys who are supposed to be keeping the Mahamantra going are talking amongst each other. Then Akhandanam is finished. So we should be very careful about these things. Another thing that Mahaprabhu really emphasized, and he impressed this upon me very impactively when I first joined the 24-hour Kirtan when I was 14, is that in Kirtan you should put your full energy into the Kirtan. You should do Kirtan with full energy. You should always be playing an instrument also. Like when I first joined, I didn't know what to do, or what's to be done, what's not to be done. And I saw another devotee on the shift, just sitting there, not playing any instruments. So I thought, okay, it's okay to do that. And one day Mahaprabhu came down and he got pretty upset. He was like, "What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there doing nothing?" And then he talked to me extensively after that, and impressed upon me that during Kirtan you should give your full energy, full physical energy towards pleasing Krishna. And don't be like a half-baked cookie or a half-baked cake. Be fully baked. We also have to be attentive while chanting. Attentive in Kirtan, we say, it's also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. The offense of being inattentive is actually one of the most important ones. By being attentive while chanting, you can actually overcome the other offenses, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he also says in Harinaam Chintamani that even if one has mastered all of the other offenses, if one still has this offense of pramada or inattention, negligence, then it's very difficult to advance, actually. So, and not only chant, but chant with full force, with full enthusiasm, loudly, Aindra, I'm sure that whoever's watching this has heard some recordings of Aindra. Maybe you haven't, but there are many recordings there where Aindra has to pretty much stop the kirtan and yell at everybody because hardly anyone's chanting or chanting loud enough. So you should be chanting very loudly with full force, full enthusiasm. Also, we have to be active with our body. At least clap. If you have no instruments to play, at least clap, minimum. Not just sit there idly against the pillar, looking here and there, just waiting for your chance to lead the kirtan. These things are not very encouraged. They were never really encouraged by Prabhu. Also, this type of thing. The Mridanga player is also supposed to be chanting Hare Krishna while playing the Mridanga, according to Aindra Prabhu. That's a fact. And he used to stress that Srila Prabhupada said that one should not play the Mridanga or kartals more complicated than what you can sing with. So it becomes a little easier as you have practice more and more. And he has mentioned that at certain times when you have to put extra energy into the Mridanga, there's some complicated part, some tihai at the end, or you have to fire it up more, bang on it a little extra heavy. Then there's a time, there's a little concession there where you can kind of you may not be able to sing at that time for that certain section, but then again you should start chanting again. It's not like that's not like a standard, that's a concession. He had a really Aindra would get disturbed very easily by the Mridanga being too high pitched. The big side of the Mridanga being too high pitched. And he used to say that it should sound like thunder. It should be deep. That's actually a bass head. It's supposed to be bassy and deep, or deep sounding. And what he always used to emphasize was that the kirtan leader and the Mridanga player work together, and the kartals and everyone else follow the Mridanga. So that was the standard. That was how it worked. He didn't like chords at all. He didn't like anybody on the kirtan party or anyone that sang in the temple room here here in Vrindavan to play chords. It sounded ridiculous to him. It doesn't match. It doesn't really match the mood of Vrindavan to play chords. He used to say that you should play harmonium the way Srila Prabhupada played it, fluently. This 24-hour kirtan, Akhanda Naam, is meant to be performed within the kirtan mandap. These are Aindra Prabhu's instructions. That whoever is doing kirtan at the time is supposed to be within the kirtan mandap. The kirtan mandap is the front section of the temple room. from Prabhupada to Tulsi, and from the front of the altar, in front of the altar, all the way back to where the steps are going down into the courtyard. That whole front section of the temple room, that's the kirtan mandap. Also, Aindra Prabhu wasn't very fond of Western instruments, most Western instruments, especially guitar and so on. And saxophone he used to call sexophone. Aindra Prabhu's vision was that this Krishna Balaram Mandir is Srila Prabhupada's lazy, intelligent preaching program. It's not that we're just here and there's no preaching going on, we're not preaching or anything. Actually, it's a massive preaching project, this 24-hour kirtan. Because, everywhere else you have to go out to the people. Generally in the West, from the temple you have to go out to the public. But here in Vrindavan, everyone comes to you. You sit in one place, in the temple room, and everyone comes to you. Like so many pilgrims, so many, visitors are coming, participating in the kirtan, amazed by the kirtan. Mahaprasad is there, books, Srila Prabhupada's books are there, available. It's a massive preaching project. So Aindra Prabhu called this Srila Prabhupada's lazy, intelligent preaching program. And he would also stress a lot that if you're not chanting Shuddhanam, then you can't really be benefiting anybody that much. You can't really, if you're not generating Shuddhanam, then you can't really inculcate Bhakti Shakti into anyone's heart. So we should strive for that, to chant Shuddhanam. He used to say that Shuddhanam is real kirtan. True kirtan is Shuddhanam kirtan. If it's not Shuddhanam kirtan, if you're not chanting Shuddhanam, then it's not real kirtan, really. It's a semblance of kirtan. It's an abhas of kirtan, nam abhas. So we should strive for Shuddhanam. He used to always emphasize this. And he also used to say that doing kirtan in front of Panchatattva is offenseless kirtan. Prabhupada used to say this. That's what he used to say. That's why whenever he would come down for kirtan, on his harmonium he would put one photo of Panchatattva, blue tack it onto the harmonium. He used to talk about the different levels of chanting. As mentioned in Harinaam Chintamani compiled by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's actually a conversation between Haridas Thakur and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should try to, come to the offenseless platform, first of all. And one way that we can, one easy, quite easy way that we can do that, by Nitai Sachisuta's mercy, is there's a trick. There's this one trick that Aindra Prabhu taught. There's something called Gauranaam and Nityananda Naam. There's the Gaura aspect of the Mahamantra and the Nityananda aspect of the Mahamantra. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda don't accept any offenses. So by chanting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name, there is no offense. By chanting Nityananda Prabhu's name, there is no offense. It's offenseless. So, Brajendra Nandan Jai Sachi Suto Hoilo Se Balaram Hoilo Nitai. Hare Krishna is Lord Chaitanya. Hare Radha, Krishna Krishna. Hare can also be referred to Gadadhar Pandit. He once in Mayapur he said, Gadai Gaur, Gadai Gaur, Gaur Gaur, Gadai Gadai, Gaur Nitai, Gaur Nitai, Nitai Nitai, Gaur Gaur. So, Hare Krishna, right? Hare, that's Gadadhar, Krishna Gaura. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare, again, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Because, Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Both Hare and Krishna can mean Gaura. And Rama, Balarama Hoilu Nitai. Rama can be referred to as Balaram, Lord Ramachandra, according to your consciousness, or Radhika Raman Krishna, or since it can be referred to as Balaram, Lord Balaram is Nityananda, Nityananda is Balaram. So this is one fast track to offenseless chanting, as introduced by Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
During Purushottam Mass in 2010, Aindra Prabhu spoke about kirtan standards himself. He was once more stressing the point that only the pure name can inculcate Bhakti Shakti into the heart. Here's part 2 of the Kirtan Standards interview from 2010.
Only the pure name can inculcate Bhakti Shakti into the heart. Krishna Shakti vini nahi tada pravartana. Krishna Shakti means Krishna's Antaranga Shakti, Sarup Shakti, Bhakti Shakti. What is the purpose of our performance of Sankirtan if our Sankirtan is not meant to, let's say, spread the Bhakti cult or to increase the Bhakti energy in the atmosphere for the benefit of others? Why perform Namabhas Kirtan? Namabhas Kirtan, okay, if we're not chanting Shuddhanam, by which we can actually increase Bhakti, at least we're chanting Chaya Namabhas, we're not chanting Pratibimba Namabhas. Chaya Namabhas means that there's no, that you're not chanting Shuddhanam, but there's no intention to exploit the name either for bhukti or mukti. If you're trying to become freed from your anarthas so that you can gradually become purified, to come to a, to make yourself fit to be a recipient of the mercy of Shuddhanam, then that is also a form of Namabhas, that Chaya Namabhas, that is called the clearing stage. You're trying to clear away your anarthas and whatnot. But those who were chanting with the aim of getting, maintaining some kind of sense gratificatory status quo, whether on the plea of bodily maintenance or whatever, family maintenance, and living high on the hog, so to speak. Excuse the terminology. But it's basically not much difference. Having outlandish overheads and whatnot. Brahman means living simply, simplifying as far as possible, reducing sense gratification as far as possible, living as a grihastha brahmachari. Means sadhu jivan. Can anyone other than a sadhu chant Shuddhanam to broadcast the bhakti cult, to inculcate bhakti into the hearts of the people who hear the kirtan? So if we're going to do 24-hour kirtan, first we should decide what we're doing it for. Are we doing it to increase our bhakti? Then we have to chant Shuddhanam. And if we're not chanting Shuddhanam, then we have to invite people who are chanting Shuddhanam. Not people who are chanting Aparadhanam. By Aparadhanam you can increase your bhakti, you can solve your japati problems. And maybe, it may be that if you're chanting in front of the deity of Gauranga or Panchatattva, that, well, they're not considering the offenses, but it doesn't mean that you're not chanting Aparadhanam. They're just not considering your offenses. You still get your bhakti. You don't get the reactions to offenses against the holy name. And even you may get, mukti out of the affair. Means you're becoming freed from material contamination by the grace of Gauranga. But you're still not getting bhakti. You're still not, getting prema out of the affair. Why did we join the movement? So that we can get bhakti and mukti? Is that why we came to the Krishna consciousness movement? Is that why we're performing our kirtan yagyas? So that we can get bhakti and mukti out of the affair? We increase our material piety? If that's what you get, then you get the virata roop of Nam, you don't get Nam. Virata roop of Nam is a Mayak form. Just like Krishna left his Mayak form when Jara the hunter shot him in the heel. You know that, Leela? When Krishna decided to close his Bhoma Leelas, he left a Mayak form to bewilder the atheist. Bhaktisiddhanta says that to the extent one disbelieves that simply by performing Sankirtan Yajna all one's needs can be fulfilled, to that extent one is an atheist. He says to the extent of help one gives to the propagation of the holy name, kirtan of the holy name, that is the sole measure of one's belief in God. To the extent one obstructs kirtan of the holy name. Now, obstruction is of different types. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're just, Chankazi coming along and breaking mridangas. It means that you're not actually you're not actually chanting the pure name. So if you're committing offenses, if we're not following the regulative principles, if we're not actually seriously interested in intimately cultivating a relationship with the name, by cultivating the proper service attitude toward the name, if we're still on the exploitative platform trying to use the kirtan, in some way to maintain our material status quo or whatever, then, that kind of chanting, will not give prema, will not give bhakti. It may serve to solve your chapati problems, because even the offended name mercifully awards material benedictions. But what does it mean? It means repeated birth and death. Bahu janma kari hari shravana kirtan. That is not real shravana kirtan. Real shravana kirtan can only be done by sadhus. And sadhu means that they're satam. Satam, satyam. Param satyam dhimahi. They're not, meditating on their wage packet, please. They're meditating on param satyam. And param satyam meditation means how to please Krishna. Krishnanushilanam. Practicing the principle of prema dharma. Krishnendriya priti itchadari premanam. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that in the beginning of creation, He sent forth both men and demigods along with Jagya, blessing them by saying, "Be thou happy by this sacrifice, for its performance will bestow upon you all desirable things, both for comfortable living," that means bhukti, including bhukti and mukti, liberation at the time of death, by the performance of Jagya. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you exploit the Jagya. That means akama, sarvakamava, moksha karma udaradi, tivrena bhakti yogina. By performing bhakti yoga, it means that you set aside anyabhilasita shunyam. You set aside your whatever, sarvakama, moksha kama, whatever it may be. You set these desires aside and simply perform Jagya for the satisfaction of Vishnu without any expectation of return, and see how Krishna may not put it to you like this. He may not give you the result like this, that I give X amount of energy in the Jagya, and therefore I have to tangibly see some X amount of monetary return coming from the Jagya itself, that I do the Jagya, you give me the money. That's not there in the Bhagavad Gita sloka, that you do the Jagya and you get money for doing your Jagya. You do the Jagya with the expectation of getting money. He's just saying that don't worry about these things. Be freed from anxiety for gain and safety. Go beyond the modes of material nature. Bhakti in the mode of ignorance, bhakti in the mode of passion, bhakti in the mode of goodness. Go beyond these things. Be freed from the desire for the anxiety for gain and safety. And just perform Jagya for my satisfaction. And you don't have to worry. The demigods will be satisfied. Grains will come. What will your money do if there are no grains to purchase with your money? Krishna, if you perform the Jagya, and I've seen it practically in my own life. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking, like a fool, just parroting some philosophy or something. I've seen it practically. I've been doing the Jagya for the last, 37 years or more. And I've seen practically how it is. Krishna doesn't have to give you, your bhukti and mukti like this. He'll send you a donation like this, a third party. Doesn't have to be that, I'm doing the Jagya for this man, and therefore he has to give me the monetary remuneration. And if he doesn't give me any monetary remuneration, then I won't perform the Jagya. Then that means selfish. It's not selfless sacrifice. By performing selfless sacrifice for the satisfaction of Vishnu exclusively. That is Kevala Bhakti. Simply by doing Kevala Bhakti, satisfying Krishna, Anyabhilasita Shunyam, Jnana Karma Anavritam, is it? Anukulena Krishna Shilanam. This Anukul Bhajan, Anukul Kirtan, Anukul Bhakti, then you get far superlative result than if you, hire a few kirtaniyas to come in and do your kirtan for you. You get much more spiritual benefit by doing the kirtan yourself, getting together with your friends and family or whatever. And simply doing kirtan for Krishna's satisfaction without any expectation of any reward. Just doing it because Krishna says, that he's satisfied by that performance of Jagya. Jagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumerasam. He says, I'm not In Vaikuntha, I'm not in the heart of the yogis. Where am I? He's pleased to come and keep you company wherever there's two or more devotees glorifying his holy names. So why think in these other terms? That we gotta bring in a rock star, otherwise we're not gonna get the interest up in the community to come and participate in our program. This group or that group, I don't want to call any names because someone might take offense. We got to call him this Paisakana. What? What's the need?
That's it for this episode. You can subscribe to this podcast on SoundCloud and on iTunes. If you want to show us some love, please leave us a review on iTunes. That would be really great. You can also send us your feedback to podcast at 24hourkirtan.fm or leave us a short voicemail we can use as a jingle and station identification, which is randomly played in between kirtans and sounds like this.
Haribol, this is Sri Satyanarayan Das from Nairobi, Kenya, and you're listening to 24-Hour Kirtan Radio.
Haribol, this is Srila Prema Devidasi. I'm from Yekaterinburg, Russia, and you're listening to 24-Hour Kirtan Radio.
Hare Krishna, this is Vrindavan Das, and you're listening to 24-Hour Kirtan.fm.
You don't necessarily have to use the same wording, just let us know why you love Kirtan. Thanks for listening and stay tuned on 24hourkirtan.fm.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe. Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe. Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Radha
What
24-hour kirtan.